Happy fucking Wednesday. This is Christy Unleashed, and I am your host, Christy Miller. And we have a royally great show for you this week. Oh, grrr. And also joining me in the studio this week to roast the fuck out of the shitty headlines, I have a very talented, funny comedian who I actually met when I first moved here. And I used to do his shows, electroshock therapy at Therapy Bar, which were so much fucking fun. And he also has his own podcast out, which is called The Adam Sank Show. And if that's hard to remember, just think ass. You can get that on iTunes and everywhere podcasts are sold. And he also has a couple comedy albums out, which he will probably tell you about and plug up your ass. Give it up for the very funny Adam Sank.
Hey, here I am. Hello,
Hi.
Christy. Hi.
Welcome to the show, doll.
Thank you. It's crazy that we're both sitting in front of the Brooklyn Bridge at the same time.
And we're not getting wet. Look at this. We're in the water.
We're floating in the water. I love it.
We're a couple of floaters. Oh,
Right. Oh,
so how are you, darling? How are you?
I'm great. I'm blessed and highly favored. I got a job.
Okay, Heidi in closet.
I'm Heidi in closet, bitch. Listen, during this time, if you're fortunate enough to be employed and healthy, you are fortunate enough, and that is how I feel. And I count my blessings every day. I'd like to have a bigger penis, but God doesn't give everything to everyone.
Well, if you got a job, you can always buy one.
I wish. They don't make a good penis, Christy. It's not like tits. You
No,
can't just go to your local plastic surgeon and get a bigger dick.
Right. Well, let's ask Chaz Bono. Maybe he could help us.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! Oh,
Starting the show with some anti-trans humor. Oh,
oh, honey, we're anti everybody. We don't give a fuck. We roast because we love you, because we roast. And that's why you roast the ones you love. So
that's right. Shout out to Chaz.
Exactly. Chaz, hey, my daughter's a man.
I forget you do the best share.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll remind you. Don't worry. I always refer to Cher when I want to say anything really fucked up. I just do it in Cher's voice and it totally softens the blow.
It's that Cher clause that protects you from everything.
Mama saves you from any kind of backlash. So if I go, Chaz is such a fucking ugly man, you're like, oh, she's anti-trans. She's she's phobic. But if I go, hey, Chaz, you ugly dude, what are you doing, sweetie? Hilarious.
Hilarious. Instant comedy.
Oh, hilarious. All right. Speaking of shading the fuck out of everybody, should we kick the show off, Dom?
Let's do it.
I live. All right, people. It is time to pour the celebrity. All right, my dear, it's time to pour that tea. Are we ready to talk about the story of the century?
Yes. And by that, you mean my big dick operation that I've just booked myself. Oh, no, the other big story.
The second biggest story next to your cock.
Yes.
Speaking of cock, that big black thing next to your mouth is very phallic.
I can almost get my mouth around it. I need poppers.
Hi, Zaddy.
I'm impressed.
Right? It's black.
It's kind of soft, but it'll do for now.
Wait till it gets hard. It's gonna grow even bigger and knock you off the chair.
No shit.
I like that. That's something that black. That's average. If that was white, that would be monster.
Oh, so unfair, but so true.
Right? So this whole, the cute little adorable royal family they have over in England.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. The Harry and Meghan interview. Girl.
That's not just celebrity tea. That's like the celebrity tea of the century. That interview rocked my world, made my pussy moist. People were jumping off buildings. Dogs and cats started fucking each other. It was pandemonium when that 2 hours of scalding hot tea dropped. And I give it up to Oprah, because nobody else could have brought that to you as thoroughly and deeply and completely as she did. And I frankly think she needs to be back on TV 5 days a week because I miss that bitch.
I miss how unexpressive shade she throws. And I never thought I would ever see the day that somebody would make her face crack. And when Megan brought up the racism in that family and the question of like how dark the baby's going to be.
Wait, let's act it out.
Yeah.
Ready? I'll be Megan and you be Oprah.
Okay.
Okay. And so it was brought to my attention that there was discussions about how dark Archie might be and what that would mean.
What? And scene.
You did it so well.
I'm like, Oprah is, I actually have, sorry, my light is deciding to leave.
Don't hide your light under a bushel, Christy.
Right. Well, my light is white and it's getting very triggered right now.
Why it got to be white?
Because it's white. You know, it's a Karen light. So it's trying to leave because it doesn't want to talk about race. Does everything have to be about race? This is bullshit. I don't like this. I don't have privilege. Security.
You look gorgeous. Your face looks well lit to me.
Oh, thank you. As my light turns.
I can almost see your boobies under your red pleather jacket.
Well, the fact is, if I had any, you could see them. I would show them to you. Why is this happening now? Because we're talking race. See, the queen is targeting us. Okay, there we go. All right, I just moved myself a little farther away. But I have that video clip of Oprah. What? I edited it down and I saved it.
It's your screensaver now.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Oprah's
now.
big face in shock.
It's all over this show right now. Just trust me. But did you know how? Okay, the part 2 is like. First of all, how did you not realize that a country 400 years ago that brought slaves to this country was not fucking racist? How did you not realize that? Why is everybody fucking shocked?
Well, so this is what's interesting to me. The next day, Oprah was on CBS This Morning with her lesbian lover, Gayle King. And they were doing like the behind the scenes and the unseen clips and all that. And of course, I DVR'd that shit because I needed the full Meghan and Harry experience with Oprah. And Gayle asked the best question. She said, Oprah, she said, what shocked you the most about the interview? And Oprah said that moment when they talked about how dark Archie could be. And Gayle said, were you shocked that it happened? Or were you shocked that Meghan told you? And Oprah said, I was shocked that Meghan told me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Oprah knew that racism would exist in a family that traces its lineage back 1,000 years, a family that's so white that when you shine a light on them, you can see their skeletons, you can see behind them. But what shocked her is that Meghan would be
candid about it.
That someone in the royal family would tell Harry that Harry would tell Meghan that, and that Meghan would tell Oprah that. Like it was the passing along of the racism that was shocking, not the racism itself. That's what I took away from Oprah and Gayle.
Absolutely. Well, you know what I took away from them? A soft porn. Hey!
I took away a 2-headed dildo. What?
What? It was huge and it was white. Thank you. But that was like, I was laughing and I'm like, and the tabloids that went after them, like all this time, like people don't even realize.
We didn't know that on this side of the ocean.
But those tabloids were after them.
Vicious.
And it was like horrifying. And I was waiting for the tabloid to go, black woman steals white man from British family, like they all do.
I mean, that's basically what those headlines. Did you see the headline? Did you see that when Oprah was showing screen grabs of the various negative tabloid headlines, one of them said some shit about straight out of Compton, referring to Meghan's mother? Like that's not even disguised racism. That's just like classic. That's racism like, classic.
That's like, who is it? Racism. Oh, come on in.
Original racism.
That's an OG racism.
OG racism. Right. I mean, straight out of Compton, really? How do they even know that reference in England? They don't fucking know what Compton is.
But NWA, there's a movie. Straight out of Compton.
That's true. We do export all of our pop culture over there.
Exactly.
But yeah,
no flavor.
I kind of felt watching it as a gay man, the same way I felt watching the Britney documentary, which is how was I so unaware of the treatment that they were given? Like, yes, the royals are in the tabloids, and yes, every once in a while I'd see a shady headline, but I had no idea the incessant campaign against Meghan that had gone on in the British press. Because on this side, it was like, cool, we love Meghan Markle. She's beautiful, she's biracial, she's American, she's an actress. Like,
she's putting
Americans,
she's putting a little flavor in that potato salad.
right? We fucking love her over here.
Yeah.
And we love Kate too. It wasn't like Meghan versus Kate. We didn't have that dynamic here. But over there, as Meghan so aptly pointed out, there had to be like a good guy and a bad guy, a hero and a villain. And Kate was the hero and she was the villain.
Yeah. And because it was the opposite, because I always saw Meghan as the new Diana.
Yeah.
Because Harry was just like his mother. Harry is his mother's son.
He's a rebel.
Yeah. And marrying Meghan and going to all the Commonwealths and how they revered her because she looked like them. And she was so kind the way Diana was. And I was like, if those motherfuckers stayed in Castle Grayskull any longer, Meghan was going to end up like Diana.
Yeah.
Clipped in a tunnel with a black man. Like, seriously, like they were going to that family is so white, they will fuck each other's cousins to have babies to not go out of the jungle.
Oh, yeah. Queen Elizabeth and Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip have the same great grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah. All of them. Entire England has the same great grandmother. That's why they have bad teeth, sweetie.
That's why they look like mutants. That's what Meghan's like the most beautiful one of all because she's like not fucking inbred like the rest of them. But
I think Kate Middleton is like the villain in the sense of she's behind all these remarks.
Well, let's get down to it.
Let's do it, bitch.
if you want the real tea, Christy.
Yes.
I have figured out the whole thing.
Okay.
After watching 2 hours of Oprah, Meghan, and Harry, and CBS This Morning with Gail, I sat there on my and I figured out what the whole thing is about. Mm-hmm. And racism is clearly a big part of it, right? Mm-hmm. Racism was the tool that they used to turn the British public against her. But what it was really about, and there's clues throughout the interview that spell this out. It was really about the fact that when Harry and Meghan went on their first tour through Australia and New Zealand and other places in the Pacific, Meghan was a sensation.
Yes.
Just as Diana had been.
That's what I was saying.
And Meghan is not supposed to be the star.
Nope.
Kate is the future Queen of England.
Yep.
Kate is married to the future sovereign. Kate is supposed to be the motherfucking star.
Yep.
So someone, either in the family or in the bureaucracy in the palace, decided we need to bring Meghan down to elevate Kate because we need the British people to worship Kate as their future queen. Meghan is supposed to be a minor royal. And so the campaign of mudslinging began. And if it wasn't William and Kate behind it, and maybe it wasn't, they didn't do a goddamn thing to stop it.
No, they did not.
And that's why there's a rift between William and Harry.
Yes, and
case closed.
Yeah, done. Well, that's why too.
Am I right?
No, 100,000%. Because the Queen came out this morning and made comments finally about the interview.
Yes,
and she did not say anything against the racist remark, but she didn't say anything.
She said they were concerned.
Yeah, there was concerns about it. Yeah, you're concerned because you're getting called out, you old bag.
But they didn't deny anything.
No.
And they said, we love Harry and Meghan and we always will. And I mean, I thought it was actually a rather, what's the word I'm looking for? When your tail's between your legs.
Cowering?
It was a rather cowering response. It was like, let me not fuck this up any more than it's already fucked up. It was that kind of a response.
Right, exactly. It's like, what kind of damage control can I do to like put us that? But that's just all publicity. Like the fact, like whatchamacallit, Meghan's father is talked to Oprah Tuesday night.
That motherfucker and her
he's saying,
sister.
And he goes, oh, the British royal family's not racist. You know, I don't think they're racist. Yeah, you're just fucking ass because he knows.
He's never met them.
Yeah,
he wasn't even at the goddamn wedding.
And he's trying to get money. That's all he's trying to do.
And so is that disgusting half sister.
Oh,
who
half breed.
She's a half.
That's all I ever heard. A half breed.
hair is a recurring motif in this interview. Yeah, I mean, that's the half sister who Meghan shaded quite well. You can pop that fan again because Meghan was like, I don't know her.
Yeah, Meghan
And
pulled a total Mariah Carey.
she's
I
like,
don't know
who?
her.
Who?
I don't know. I know
What's
of
her name?
but I don't know her.
And Meghan said she changed her name back to Markle after Harry and Meghan started dating, and that she hadn't seen her in 18 years, and before that she hadn't seen her in 10 years. Well, this bitch came out today and said that Meghan has narcissistic personality disorder.
Yep.
That she was at her business school graduation in 2008, which wasn't 18 years ago, so that's a lie. And she claims she's used the name Markle ever since the 60s because she's old as fuck.
Because she's in her 60s.
Now,
and
I
jealous.
know, Christy, you and I are both comedians. We know what people with narcissistic personality disorder are like. We're surrounded by them every time we go into a comedy club, right?
And
Meghan may be difficult, but she's not a narcissist.
No
narcissist could have given that interview. I don't care how great an actress she is.
Nope, because you felt her. You
felt her. And she clearly cares about other people. She didn't even take a stab at Kate. She like defended Kate.
She defended her, said she loved her, and she defended
the Queen.
her. Yeah, she loved the Queen. She was talking about all the great moments between her and that old battle axe. Like
I like the Queen. I don't think the Queen is the one to blame. I really think it's palace insiders, meaning those men in gray suits who run the place,
and the whole entity. But the Queen,
or it's William and Kate, and maybe that bitchy sister Anne. She's always up to no good.
I think that when they Scooby-Doo ending this whole controversy and they pull the mask off, Kate Middleton, and I would have gotten away with it too if that made for you meddling queers,
Exactly. Because again, they did nothing to stop this, and they do have a relationship, the royal family, with the tabloids. We've always known that.
Yeah, of course.
And they could reach out and say, okay, cut the shit. And now what's going to be interesting, already the British tabloids are looking very sympathetic toward Meghan post interview. If that continues, then we know that there's been a real change in tactic, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta now we have to make it look like we're so sorry, and we're gonna love Meghan and take care of her.
We don't want to be canceled like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah,
because they literally could be canceled.
Yep.
All it takes is an act of parliament.
Well, speaking of someone who has completely successfully fought canceling, by God, Prince Philip, age 99, recovering from successful heart surgery.
Dude, as I read, someone on Twitter wrote, Philip's been going on 1% battery for about the last 10 years. He's got one bar left on his head.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh, God damn. He's the Tin Man.
God bless that Nazi. He literally looks like The Walking Dead.
He looks like the old guy in Poltergeist. You're all gonna die.
In Poltergeist 2.
Doomed. Yeah.
You're gonna die in there. All of you. You are gonna die.
You are gonna die.
You're doomed.
That's exactly,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, listen, that's why I feel for the Queen, is she's trying to take care of her 99-year-old husband who she's been married to for 80 years.
Ugh.
And she's got this shit to deal with now. But at the same time, it's a reckoning that has to happen. And I think Meghan just made herself even more popular here.
Meghan is our Diana.
Yes.
She is our fucking
Diana. And Diana was our Diana.
Yeah.
They didn't love Diana as much in England.
Oh, they hated her. We lived. A whole nation shut down in America for Diana when she died.
Literally, Christy, I was a producer for Fox News when Diana died. And when I tell you that for 30 days, her death was the only story we covered. It was like there was no other news. A war could have started, and we were like, nope, Diana's still dead, and we have to talk about it.
America could have had a nuclear bomb dropped on it, and we would be like, yeah, hold on a second. It's Diana.
It was 24/7
as hair's falling
Diana.
out and melting,
Right.
It was like hilarious. Well, speaking of fucking melting and fucking disasters, billionaire socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein, working on docuseries about her life.
That's my Jocelyn Wildenstein impression. I actually think I look rather attractive with my eyes like
Hi, this is my Jocelyn.
You got to do the mouth though. It's all about the.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
She's got that crazy Joker mouth.
The
Yeah,
way to
so
make it a
I
load of
didn't realize
me.
that Jocelyn Wildenstein is 80 and has like a 57-year-old husband. She's got like an 80-year-old's equivalent of a boy toy.
You would too if you were awarded $2.5 billion in a divorce settlement and $100 million each year after.
Honey,
I'd eat this bitch's pussy for that.
I'd be buying a lot of young ass if I had that kind of money.
Honey, I wouldn't marry anybody. I would just line them up. Just like a fucking sale racket, Target. Just put them all on the rack.
Like a dry cleaner when that machine takes, you just had guys hanging from that thing.
I just want a suit. Which one is it? I'm here to
You'd
pick
be
up
like this as they went by.
And they're all hanging.
So what's the story about Jocelyn? Other than the fact that she's got this younger husband, what was the headline?
They're doing a docuseries about her life because she thinks she's all that. See,
I'm all in.
Dude, I'll be the first one downloading this thing.
I saw her once at a Broadway show. She was sitting very close to me. And in real life, she's even more terrifying looking than in pictures.
Yeah.
You can't not stare.
No.
She almost looks like someone who's had her face burnt off.
Yeah. She totally looks like a burn victim who's been put back together.
But she's apparently really cool. Like she's apparently a lot of fun. And
you have to be if you look like that.
Yeah. And like
if you were an asshole, you'd be like, I am not an animal.
No, she's supposed to be like a great hostess and a raconteur. And she clearly has this magic pussy if she snagged first that billionaire and then this 57-year-old, and she's been with the 57-year-old for like 15 years, I think.
Yeah,
so he was in his 30s when they met.
17 years they've been together. So yeah,
he was 40, I guess, when they met.
He was 37.
Give it a listen.
Work. No shade here, honey.
Enjoy that young dick.
Honey, if you could
with your
still
cat face.
If you could still fuck with a dried up fucking raisin pussy lip, then girl.
Well, her pussy lips probably have been worked on as much as her face lips. Yeah.
You disappeared.
As I try to impersonate a vagina,
you disappeared
from the screen.
You had an outer body experience.
Yes.
But I live for the fact that they are happy. I would be happy with that bitch too, with all that kind of money. But I live that they're happy and she does whatever the fuck she wants. But I cannot wait to see this thing.
Give it up, wildebeest.
Yes. Go ahead. And speaking of fucking freaks and plastic surgery nightmares, Janice Dickinson. Hey, I put my dick in son and my daughter. Hey.
Janice Dick in your son.
Yes. She slams Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid and Julie Andrews in this interview.
Yeah, she says Gina and Bella are not real models. They're just pretty girls. They're not real models like Janice was. And she said Julie Andrews was a cunt to her once.
Yeah, because she went to meet her backstage and she said, I'm really tired. Well, she's 100. And she called her a cunt.
Also, Julie Andrews is a legend. And Janice Dickinson has always ever been a wannabe. She's a fucking wannabe. She was never famous.
Never.
For anything.
She's a wannabe Michelle Visage.
Yeah. Thank you. She pronounced herself to be the original supermodel. No one else called her that.
Nope. She's the only one. She's like she's the Donald Trump of supermodels. I'm the best. Yes. Nobody better than me. I'm bigly, like seriously.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, she's the only Bill Cosby accuser who nobody believes. Like all the other accusers were like, absolutely, it happened. Janice was like, Bill Cosby raped me. And we're like, really? Or are you just trying to get attention again?
Yeah. Listen, Bill Cosby's fucking nuts and rapes women and drugs them. But you'd have to rape and drug Bill Cosby to fuck that ugly bitch.
I wouldn't want to fuck.
You see, I wouldn't fuck the Dickinson. I don't want to put a dick in her son or her daughter.
Why is your Cosby better than mine and I'm the man?
Well, that jury's still out. Baby, I'm a man.
Vagina face. Yeah, no, I think everything she does is to get attention. I don't care which. First of all, I don't care about Gina, whatever her name is, Bella Hadid.
Oh,
I don't know
Gigi
even
and
know,
Bella, they're gorge.
but I don't know how they're even famous either. So I really don't
Their
care.
mom, their mom.
And she's
Her mom was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and had the Lyme disease and was married to David Foster.
right, but these are all relatively. I mean, I realize they have massive Instagram followings.
And Gigi Hadid blew up when she did a Guess layout. She did this ad campaign for Guess that went worldwide. I even bought the dress because I'm that fucking cheap.
Because you're that bitch.
I'm 100% that bitch. I tried to fit into a dress that Gigi Hadid. I'm a Hadidn't, honey.
Gigi Hadidn't.
Girl,
that's a great drag name.
Thank you. Right?
But honestly, like, I don't care about them, and I certainly don't care what Janice Dickinson thinks about them. And the Julie Andrews story is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're waiting backstage. She's waiting backstage to get Julie Andrews to get a picture with her.
An autograph. This is before cameras because, it was the 1800s.
Right. And there's a ton of people waiting. And Janice Dickinson, even though she thinks she's special, is not. And so Julie got to a point where she was just like, I'm done. I don't want to sign any more autographs.
The hills are asleep with the sound of autographs.
And Janice was like, how dare she not keep signing them until I've had my, I mean, the entitlement is just insane.
You would have thought they stole the election from her.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, your shade fan is backwards.
Is it? Oh, you son of a bitch. That's what happens when you get old. You throw so much shade, it flips around.
It said Hades.
The haterade I'm drinking. Oh, God. Speaking of other fucking trash bags.
What else
Kim
you got?
Kardashian will get LA mansion after Kanye West divorce.
I saw this.
I called it. I totally called it because
you did.
Yeah, because she owns the lot. I'm obsessed with the Kardashians. I have like I've been joking about them in my act for years. She owns the whole property, the lot that the house is on, and Kanye bought the house that was built on the lot. So I said, if Kanye's smart, he'll take one of them big old flatbed trucks, back it up to the house, attach it, and drive the fuck down the 405 with it and get the fuck out of there. But no, that's the power of fucking plastic surgery pussy, because this bitch got the house and all he got was his shoes.
Exactly.
Queen.
And I heard that she also bought the house next door because that's where her ass is going to live.
Yes, because there's no more room with all them kids, I don't know who gonna help me with all these kids,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm happy with Kim having the house. They've both got plenty of money. Neither of them are going to be homeless. Neither of them are going to be hurting. She should stay with the kids where the kids are used to living, and that's that house. And anyway, Kanye's out in Wyoming pretending to be a cowboy on some ranch.
He's in Wyoming because you don't have to pay taxes.
Is that why?
That's why.
Planning his next run for the presidency.
Medea lives there. Tyler Perry has his place there. Jeffree Star bought a bunch of property out there.
Interesting.
And Kanye's got a big piece of property out there. They all moved to Wyoming because there's no taxes.
I can't think of a place I'd rather be less than Wyoming. No offense to any of your Wyoming viewers.
Wyoming.
It's real boring. I've been there once as a kid. I went to a dude ranch there, and it was lovely.
Was there any dudes? Were there any dudes?
I mean, I was a child, Christy. I was 6 years old, for God's sake. And yes, I blew several.
Yes! Catholic school.
Who started early? Me? No, I that's a lie.
Listen,
I never
Wyoming
had sex with an adult until I was an adult, barely.
Barely legal.
No.
Hey, 9.
Oh.
I would rather pay taxes in a state that's cool than not pay taxes in the middle.
Exactly. That's why everyone's like, oh, New York City, it's so fucking expensive. I'm like, because it's worth it.
Because it's New York. You don't like it? Get the fuck out. And all you pussies that ran the pandemic. Bye.
Exactly.
Give me a cheaper apartment.
Hello.
I'm shopping. Shopping right now. I've turned down a few because they weren't. Because now I'm being a bougie bitch. Because I'm like, oh no, honey.
You'll be the next Jocelyn Wildenstein.
Yes. Yeah.
You'll be like the Bronx version of Jocelyn Wildenstein. You'll be like, check out my 2-room studio.
No, I'm still in Hell's Kitchen, you hoe. I'll be the Hell's Kitchen.
I know. I'm just saying, when you
Bag
buy your
hagstress.
bougie new apartment.
Oh, my
you'll-
bougie new apartment is going to totally be in like Spanish Harlem, where I could just cuss people out and they don't understand me.
Exactly. Perfect. It's a great place to yell at people, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they don't hear you.
No one will punch you in the face up there.
No, never, never. Not me twice. Oh God. And Kim Kardashian, this bitch is like Teflon. Like now she's got a bearded dragon that they adopted.
Oh my God.
For her,
You sent me that picture, Christy, and I thought it was a picture of her child holding a fetus.
Well, I thought it was like a dildo or something at first. Like
It's the scariest. It looks like a creature out of a fucking horror movie. It looks like something that would pop through the stomach of someone in a horror movie. It's, what is it called again?
A bearded dragon. Hey,
A bearded
because all women in LA have beards. Because everybody's gay, sweetie.
Christy, I think you've been showing your bearded dragon all over New York.
Honey, she's bald now.
Good.
Honey, she's always
Less
been
work for
bald
the
since I
guys.
was in high school, honey.
Me too. I got hardwood floors.
Yep,
I like a clean workspace.
Yep, I like a linoleum entryway. It's easy to wipe down when you're done.
Thank you. 100%.
Yep.
But yeah, so what is the point of this bearded dragon?
So Northwest adopted this bearded dragon, and they love him so much. They love her so much they named her Speed, and because that's after the kid's favorite cereal.
It's after Kanye's favorite drug.
His booger sugar. So they actually put a little outfit. She made a little bearded dragon outfit out of her Skims to like match her Skims outfit. Now the internet's going crazy, going make more pet clothes. This bitch touch. I can't.
It's true that every time they take a shit, they get a licensing deal.
Like, oh my God, I need to take a shit too. Oh,
it's amazing.
Shit in
They
my face,
really
shit in
do
my
have
face.
they have the gift of like turning shit into gold, and
Yeah.
I have the gift of turning gold into shit. I need to
Hello.
take some lessons from them.
Right? I don't know. Like, I need Kris Jenner to be my momager because,
Right?
like, come on, bitch. Help
She's
me out.
smart. She's crazy, but she's smart.
Yeah, that's why she's smart, because she's fucking nuts. She doesn't give a shit. She goes nuts.
But I'm
Speaking-
actually, in all seriousness, I'm happy for Kim. I don't care that much about Kim, but I'm happy for her because I do think Kanye, and I'm not blaming him for this, but he's clearly mentally ill, and it had to have been a serious challenge being married to him
Yeah.
publicly and privately all those years.
Oh,
And it seems like he doesn't want help. He doesn't want to get better. He just wants to spread his crazy around and amp it up to like 1,000.
Yeah.
And so I think it's probably better for her and the kids if she just parts
The best
ways.
thing this is the best decision she'll ever make.
Yeah.
It's seriously like she's got to get away from that toxic energy. He's too toxic.
And maybe like stop getting married for a while.
Yeah, maybe be on your own. Maybe be a single mom.
None of those women know how to be on their own.
No.
They just go from dick to dick to dick.
Oh,
And yes, I'm
again,
jealous.
Say it
but
again.
also I'm judging.
We judge because we're gel.
That's right.
Well, speaking of dick to dick to dick, Andre Leon Talley, the infamous Vogue queen, the fashionista, his eviction battle with ex Manolo Blahnik CEO intensifies.
This is the bitchiest story to hit the tabloids.
It's the best. I live
since Liberace sued for saying he was gay. I mean, Andre Leon Talley and the founder of Manolo Blahnik. Like, it doesn't get any faggier than that.
And they're fighting over a house.
I mean, it's essentially Andre Leon Talley is like the most glamorous squatter that's ever lived.
And his moo-moo?
In his
moo-moo?
He's so fat now.
How fat is he?
He's so fat now that his outfits are basically just comforters. Like he just takes a comforter off a king size bed and wraps it around himself and calls it fashion.
Cuts a hole in it. It cuts a hole in it.
There's a head hole.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just a giant quilted comforter.
It's actually a glory hole.
My theory is that he won't move out because he literally can't.
Yeah.
He can't stand. He's like, I'd move out if I could.
He goes, I would have paid the rent, but I couldn't get off my ass to get my wallet.
Seriously. So the story is that they used to be very good friends, these two queens.
Yes.
And according to Andre, the Manolo queen told him that he could live there indefinitely as long as he kept making these monthly rental payments. Essentially, he was the rent was being put toward his own equity in the home.
Right.
But Manolo Blahnik says that he stopped paying those a long time ago, and those payments were always irregular, much like Andre Leon Talley's bowels. And so now he's just living there illegally and won't get out. And Manolo wants to sell that house.
Yeah.
And he can't because Andre's lying around the house. And when I say he's lying around the house,
he's lying around the house, sweetie.
He's literally around the house.
He's so fat you can't open the door because he clogs it. He's so fat he just cuts a hole in the ceiling and just wears the house.
The house is his outfit.
That's my house dress. Good night.
Oh my God.
God bless
Hilarious.
him. And he even told I guess his manager or something told them to, like another queen started a GoFundMe for him to help pay his back rent.
Yes. A GoFundMe for someone who's like a millionaire.
Yeah. And he goes, no, take it back.
Yeah, he asked that the $5 that was raised be refunded.
I'm like, just take it and get yourself a Popeyes. Will you just
listen?
do it?
I'm sure Andre is a lovely man, but people are literally starving to death right now. I'm not giving my GoFundMe dollars to a former Vogue editor who lives in a mansion. Yeah,
people are really scared of the moratorium that's coming up in May, and we're worried about this fat fucking queen in a big bazillion dollar mansion.
Okay, he ain't starving.
No, obviously, and if he could change. You should starve a little bit. Lose a little lbs, honey, girl.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this.
Girl, Janice Dickinson.
Did you see Adam Sank and Christy Miller? They were totally fat shaming Andre Leon Talley. They are canceled.
Good.
That's gonna be the headline out of this.
Honey, we shame because we live.
We love. We're worried about him.
Yeah, I'm worried about his diabetes.
Rest in peace, Wilford Brimley.
I live for Wilford Brimley. Oh God, yeah, because we're gonna
diabetes is also my drag name.
Diabetes. My friend has a drag name. It's called Diana Cancer.
For gay guys, the funniest one is Anita T Cell.
Do you watch Drag Race?
Of course.
Elliot with 2 T cells. That's what I call him.
Girl.
Bye.
Yeah, it was time for her to go.
It was
Elliot
so
with
time.
2 T cells. Oh my God, I'm going to tell so many people that you said that. That is fuck. And by the way, for anyone who complains about that joke, I'm HIV positive. I'm allowed to make the jokes, and I'm fine if Christy does too.
Yeah, because it's love. If you can't laugh at yourself, then just make fun of other people.
That's
on that cancel note, cancel culture is like unfucking real, and it's up to queens like us to just show people you need to just lighten up and laugh and stop taking everything so literal. Like Space Jam is getting canceled.
It didn't get canceled. Let me say this about cancel culture, because I'm of two minds. The comedian side of me says everyone needs to lighten the fuck up and understand what the point of stand-up comedy is, right? The point of comedy and humor in general is to take things that are horrible and dark and scary and sad and get everyone to laugh at them. That's why comedy exists. So
laugh and be able to deal with it. When you're laughing and feeling endorphins going, you can actually have a clearer mind on how to handle the situation. Right.
So every single good joke that you can think of, every truly funny joke has a punchline, and it's called a punchline because someone is always getting punched.
Right.
As a comedian, you're either punching yourself or you're punching someone else.
Right.
So there's that side of me that says, like, understand that jokes are jokes and they're not meant to hurt, they're meant to actually help. Then there's like the liberal bleeding heart homo Democrat side of me that says, like, but people need to be accountable for stuff that isn't jokes.
Yes.
Right? Like Donald Trump needs to be accountable for trying to overturn democracy.
Right. And that's
not
my point.
cancel culture.
No, that's dangerous. That has nothing to do with cancel culture. It's
Right.
just, and that's exactly my point. People need to be held accountable for their own actions and their own feelings. And if you do something and you're fucking like something like, I don't know, overthrow democracy
Right.
or drug and rape bitches,
Right.
or have an island where underage girls are taken to so fucking rich people can fuck them. You need to be held accountable
Right.
for your fucking bad behavior.
Right.
A joke
So
and words, and like the whole thing with the Dr. Seuss books. Yeah, those are some racist shit. But guess what? That was during World War II.
wait,
when
okay,
that
wait,
was
wait, 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 wait.
culture.
But here's where it gets blown out
Right.
of proportion. Nobody canceled Dr. Seuss.
Exactly.
Nobody called for Dr. Seuss to be canceled.
Right.
Dr. Seuss's own estate
Pulled
on their
them.
own came forward and said, of the 100 children's books that Dr. Seuss wrote, we're going to take 6 of them and we're going to stop publishing them because they've got some offensive shit in it. That's all that happened. But if you watch Fox News,
yeah,
Joe Biden made that happen.
Right, exactly.
Liberals made that happen.
And the man who wrote Dr. Seuss like 20-something years ago came out and said, I'm really embarrassed by when I did these cartoons back in the day. Thank you. I forgot. I have COVID brain because I had COVID in January, and really, and it's
no wonder you're such a stupid bitch. See, that's a joke.
Because I got COVID-19. Hey, I got the discount version. I got the Canal Street, fake Louis Vuitton. Yeah, I got the fake Louis Vuitton version. I didn't.
But yeah, Dr. Seuss acknowledged that some of his early stuff was gross,
and he was embarrassed.
And also, you can point out that someone did bad shit, and still appreciate the value that they have. Like Dr. Seuss's books, the ones that Fox News is defending, have very liberal, progressive messages.
Yes.
The Sneetches was about racism and anti-Semitism. The Grinch was about the commercialization of Christmas.
Right.
The Lorax was about environmentalism and saving the planet. These are progressive causes.
Yes.
So we liberals, we fucking love Dr. Seuss. We're not canceling him.
No.
That's why I think cancel culture becomes this blanket phrase to just anytime you're pissed off, you yell at cancel culture.
Yeah.
But but you have to recognize what cancel culture actually is.
Yes.
It isn't when Dr. Seuss's own estate stops publishing 6 of his books because they don't want those messages out there. And it isn't when we say this congressman voted to overthrow democracy, so we want him out of the Senate or out of Congress. That's not cancel culture. That's exercising our right to speak and give our opinion on someone else's shitty actions.
Yeah.
Twitter take off its platform because they did not want to incite another violent invasion of the Capitol. It's not cancel culture.
No.
It's a private company, which Twitter is, saying, we don't want to be part of anything that causes violence. Mm-hmm. So you're done.
Everything is privatized. This is a capitalist country. This whole country is a corporation.
Right.
And not one blanket corporation, but the many corporations, the banks and everything that owns it. Everything is private. Twitter's private. Facebook's private.
Yes.
They can do whatever they want. Gyms are private. Restaurants are private.
Right. If you walk into a gym, pull down your pants and take a shit on the floor, they will throw you out and ban your ass forever. That's not cancel. That's a private entity saying, we don't like that behavior.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing Twitter did.
Yep.
By banning Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, freedom of speech, cancel culture. No, he could still talk. He could still do his Charlie Sheen tour and go fucking hang out in those fucking red states and do his little fucking Charlie Sheen rallies, winning. Yep. I drink tiger's blood and do those little rallies because he's a failed stand-up comic. He could just go on the road.
And
no way.
The last point I'll make. Freedom of speech means the government cannot interfere with your right to speak.
Right.
It does not mean that Twitter can't interfere with it. Period. The end.
And scene. Because they're talking about Space Jam and they're getting all about Speedy Gonzalez, and Gabriel Iglesias, who's a really funny comic and a good dude, does the voice of Speedy Gonzalez in Space Jam.
Yeah.
And it paints out Mexicans to be lazy and lethargic and drunk. Well, sweetie.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Listen, but I feel bad for him.
Yeah, because it's like, it's
and because I'm not Latino, I can't really speak for whether or not Speedy Gonzalez is offensive.
Right.
I've heard some Latin people say like they fucking love Speedy Gonzalez because when they were growing up, he was the only Latin character they had.
Yeah, I loved Speedy. I never thought of like, because Speedy Gonzalez was always running around and he had all his friends who were like, hey, Speedy, and they're all drunk and slow. But I never saw it like, but I never saw them like that. You know what I mean? I mean, we used to make
But
jokes.
that's because you're white though, so that's the thing. It's like we didn't see
Right.
it, but does that mean it wasn't bad? Like maybe it was bad.
That's what I was getting to. Like I didn't see it like that because we didn't know it was bad.
Right.
And the fact is, I never thought of Mexicans that were drunk and slow until I got older. Like
Until I met some.
Yeah. Hey, but until I lived in Silver Lake, California.
The thing is, what would be great, in my opinion, is if they kept Speedy Gonzalez in the movie, but they took away anything that was offensive and just made him fucking awesome and still funny. Like you can be funny without being a stereotype, and you can be a Mexican character, cartoon character, without being like a negative stereotype.
100,000%. And then even the old World War II Bugs Bunnies and the old cartoons.
Oh my God, some of those were bad.
They were, I have them on DVD. Like I have a box set that I bought from Warner Brothers back in the 90s because I collected them.
From the actual brothers.
Yeah, the two brothers. Yeah, because I'm that old, sweetie.
I knew the Warners.
Yeah, I gave birth to them. Yeah, I birthed them. I babysat Jesus, Warner Brothers, Disney.
It's been around forever.
All the racists. And but it's like I look at them and I'm like, when you watch them now, you're like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, how?
And yet, Christy,
but they should have disclaimers about them and teach people this is really fucking bad. I don't like history being erased because America has a really ugly fucking history, and if they erase it, you're going to repeat it. And I want it.
It's better that they.
I need it in your face.
Better that they show it and put it in context and explain.
Exactly. That's my point. Do not hide the ugly history of this country because we're gonna repeat it if we don't.
And by the way, that's exactly what Disney Plus did with the Muppets. Disney Plus didn't say we're not going to air the Muppet Show or we're not going to air certain episodes. They just said we're going to put up a little warning in front of some episodes because when you have Johnny Cash standing in front of a Confederate flag singing with the Muppets, that's going to be offensive to people with 2021 sensibilities. It's not saying we can't show it to you. It's saying like, we understand that this isn't so fucking cool.
Yeah.
To have Johnny Cash standing in front of a Confederate flag. But in 1977, we didn't know it wasn't that cool.
Right. We didn't know any better. And look at how far show it and look how far we've come.
Exactly. But speaking of Bugs Bunny, Christy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the opera episode with Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny?
What's Opera Doc?
What's Opera Doc?
Yes. Hello.
Do you know that trans women love that episode?
Yeah.
Because they say it is the first positive representation of a trans character ever in the history of television or film. Because Bugs Bunny, essentially presents as a woman.
But the helmet falls off and the braids, and now you see he's a man, and then the straight guy gets mad because he's in love with the trans. It's Jerry Springer.
Very much so, but the Bugs character is so liberated and so happy and joyous and unashamed to be that woman. And for these trans women, I saw a documentary where they were talking. They said, as young people, this meant so much to us. This was like, oh, you can be that and be happy and be proud and not be a villain, because they only ever saw themselves depicted as villains.
So villains, monsters, freaks. Yeah.
Yes. So in the same way, Dr. Seuss has good and bad in his work, like let's accentuate the good, and let's recognize the good, and let's allow the bad to be seen and explain why it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly my point too. And like even Bugs Bunny and drag fucking with Elmer Fudd, it showed how empowered, like how much power he had of this moron, and always punked him out and always won.
And when Elmer kills Bugs in that episode, he feels so bad about it. He says, I killed the rabbit. Killed the rabbit.
Poor little bunny. Poor little rabbit. And then he says, what did you expect in an opera? A happy ending? Like, what a Genta. Like I live.
I need to watch those with you.
Right, you have to.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's a date. Speaking of being a kid, Nicolas Cage marries fifth wife, 26-year-old Rico Shibata. Rico Suave?
There's so much to unpack with this.
Listen, he keeps going to Japan and getting little mail order brides. Like, do they expire? Do they run out of batteries and he has to go buy a new one? Did it break? And
In
he
the
had to
gay
return it?
community, we call this being a rice queen. I don't know if there's a straight equivalent, but first of all, I didn't even know that Nick Cage had been married this many times, and I certainly didn't know that his last 3 wives have all been Asian.
Yeah.
It definitely
And from
starts to look.
Japan.
Yeah, it starts to look more like a fetish and less
Yeah.
like a
romance.
loving.
Yeah, he
romance.
keeps going back to Japan and finding new ones. Like he's
And
going
each
to
one's
some-
younger.
Yeah, each one's younger. Like, oh, I got go for you. I got go for you. Like it goes to a house. I got go for you. You want girl? You like girl? You got Mecca Express back card? You got girlfriend? You know.
And I'm turning off my computer now. I can't be party to this.
Yes, you can. But Nick Cage, first of all, nobody cares. Second
Yeah.
of all, the fact that you are even thinking of throwing this, this is where Epstein and all these creepy pedophiles, all these fucking predators need to take a note from Nicolas Cage and from Woody Allen. You marry your victim. That's what you do, and you get away with it. Because when you marry the girl you're molesting, oh, it's okay.
Now, to be clear, we don't know that Nicolas Cage is actually molesting these women. They are adults, but it definitely becomes creepy.
Oh, what are they doing? Playing chess? Get out of here. Are they fucking crocheting together? No, he's banging the shit out of that.
They're just doing his laundry. No, listen.
Hey-o. You like mail? You like Copeco?
It does. It's weird because like Nicolas Cage used to be like a highly respected actor and person. He's so talented, and somehow these guys, a lot of them, they get to a point where they just decide they're going to go off the rails.
Well,
and I feel like that's where he is personally and professionally.
What I think too is these guys age out of their sexy like leading roles, and they go nuts. And so they got to go find, they got to go to the pumpkin patch and get a pumpkin straight out of the ground and drill a hole in it and stick their dick in it.
You took that metaphor all the way to its logical
all the way
conclusion.
To the gayest conclusion I could find, because I
fucking a pumpkin. But Christy, you know what jumped out at me from that article you sent me about Nicolas Cage?
What's that?
That he's going to play the Tiger King. They cast him as Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
For real. And I am.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I am here for that performance.
That
is good casting.
Yeah. And what a way to get fucking publicity for the movie by fucking marrying a 26-year-old, piece of sushi. Hey, is that a California roll, sweetie?
Best publicity stunt ever.
Hey, your pussy smells like seaweed, honey.
Oh my God. And did you hear that one of his former Japanese ex-wives was at the wedding of the current Japanese wife?
Well,
and he married her in Vegas, which is always classy.
Yeah. Well, somebody had to cater it.
Hey, hey-o. I'm seriously canceled after this podcast. You've ruined my career.
I have.
Such as it is.
I got you publicity by 3 people.
The worst kind.
God, everybody in Hollywood is a freak. Everybody's a fucking freak now. Like, speaking of total freak bitches, Rudy Giuliani's daughter, Caroline, graphically details why she lives threesomes, honey.
Can I tell you something? I got a little turned on reading that article by her in Vanity Fair, and I'm not even a lesbian. Not even on the weekends.
Yeah, and now it explains Rudy's Borat scene. He was trying to imitate his daughter.
Exactly. Listen, talk about rebellion.
Oh,
this is how you piss off your father. By writing an article for Vanity Fair detailing your love of fucking couples and having delicious three-way sex in which you're the dom, by the way. She's the dom.
Your love of rock, paper, scissors.
That's right. That was a kinky article. Listen,
right?
I say, Caroline Giuliani, you are my spirit animal. More power to you. I salute you. She's now my favorite Giuliani.
Oh, she actually brought respect back to the Giuliani name. Seriously. Here she said, vote your ass off. She is so shady. She is
having
the
a
shadiest
three-way
queen.
having a three-way is the most respectable thing anyone in that family's done in decades.
Hey, what did you use for lube? Your dad's hair dye?
Hell, but don't forget her mother, Donna Hanover Giuliani, also scandalized the family when she appeared in the Vagina monologues like 25 years ago.
Yes, that's
so
right.
I think
forgot about that.
like mother, like daughter.
Hey, honey.
Because this one didn't just appear in the Vagina monologue. She actually
is the vagina monologue. Her vagina is speaking. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh my God, we keep going around to the same things. So it all comes full circle.
Yeah, it's
just like a
callback.
vagina.
Yeah, that's actually a slant. Just like Nicolas Cage's wife.
No, Christy, don't.
I'm going in the river.
Governors, I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just a victim, just like Nicolas Cage's wife.
Hey-oh.
Hey-oh.
You're like my I'm Woody Allen and you're fucking Sun Yi.
Suni. If nothing else, we learned from that documentary how to say her name properly. It is not Sun Yi. It is Suni.
When we were talking, is it
Suni Purchase? Like Suni Binghamton.
See, because I keep calling like when I reported it about the documentary in my past episode, I was like, soon ye will be free from Woody.
Not so soon. They've been together 25 years, bitch. Hey,
she's trapped. If she blinks like this, it's Morse code. Get me out of here.
Also, that's the only. Can you imagine if the only dick you have your whole life is Woody Allen's? Like, talk about missing out.
Oh,
talk about not getting to sow your wild oats.
There's
no way that man has an attractive penis.
There's no way there's any wild or oats in that man's penis.
No.
Missionary
it's
all
oatmeal
day.
At this point.
It's great. Quaker.
Diabetes.
God, speaking of like everybody in Hollywood is a freak. I live for this story, actually. Rupert Everett, Queen, says Colin Firth used tongue during a movie kiss scene. Every straight man uses every opportunity to be gay without being gay. I wasn't gay, it was in the movie script. Really?
I wish that were true. Let me tell you something, Christy. Rupert Everett is the Janice Dickinson of British actors.
Yeah, and he's a Janice Dickinson of gay men.
He hasn't made a movie in 20 years, and every interview he gives, he's just trying to create a stir.
Yeah.
She is the biggest drama queen ever. I don't believe the story.
Nope.
I don't care about the story.
Well, I don't
Colin
even
Firth
realize...
is an Oscar winner, and Rupert Everett starred in a movie with Madonna that nobody remembers 25 years ago.
Yeah, and
Ding, Shea fan.
Right. Here we go. See, it's as fucked up as he is. There you go. Colin Firth. First of all, I want to put my tongue in your mouth.
The first thing I want to do is kiss you with tongue.
I used to see Rupert Everett at Gold's Gym Hollywood, and he was such a fucking cunt.
He's a cunt.
He's a fucking...
And I only use that word to describe men.
And I only use that word to describe myself.
And your vagina.
Hey, that's no cunt. That's my mom. Thank you. But it's like...
Shout out to Christy's mom.
Yeah. She she has dementia. She won't remember this happened.
Perfect.
Yes.
She's the only one who won't be offended by this interview.
Right, because she'll forget. She doesn't even know who I am. So she's like, I don't watch that show. She's dear. Nobody.
Poor thing. Poor thing.
But the fact that I can't, like, because you want to fuck him, now he has a fucking, like, this dude is pathetic.
Well, apparently the two of them have been feuding for years. This isn't the first time that he's dished dirt about Colin Firth. And it's like, leave Colin Firth alone.
Colin Firth had the career Rupert Everett thought he was going to have.
Exactly. Thank you.
And I live for Colin Firth. Sorry, Love Actually. Hello. My favorite movie.
The last time Rupert Everett was in the news was when he said that coming out had destroyed his acting career. And it's like, really? Tell that to Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, I don't think
he seems to have done just fine after coming out.
Neil Patrick Harris did better after coming out.
That's right.
Because he's a good person.
So did Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
So did Matt Bomer.
Right.
So did every other
gay actor. So did
Ian McKellen.
Yes. Hello.
Sir Ian McKellen.
No, it's Miss Ian McKellen.
Dame Ian McKellen. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is, because he's a cunt. That's why he's a horrible person, and he's
Rupert
like
Everett, if you're listening, you're a
No,
cunt.
yeah, Rupert Everett, you are Janice Dickinson's cunt. That's how bad you are.
I'd rather spend the night with Rupert Murdoch. That's how
Good night.
disgusting you are.
God. Speaking of fucking like just a mess, Tim Allen actually reflects on a 2-year prison sentence for cocaine. Like, are we still talking about this?
What's that?
What's it smell like? Like, first of all, that anybody's talking to Tim Allen is hilarious. Second of all, this is such old news. Why is it in the tabloids today?
Yeah, because I'm sure he's promoting something.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the game these days is you go to the press when you have a project to promote. Every time some bitch comes out as bisexual or gender non-binary, it's because they've got a project coming out that they're trying to promote.
Well,
and when you say you're bi or non-binary, you don't have to prove it. You just say it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see you prove it. Prove it right now. Fuck everybody.
Here's a man, here's a woman, fuck them both, be like Caroline Giuliani.
And yeah, fuck them both and enjoy it. Fake it. You know, I want to see which one you cringe first on. Ah, gotcha. You're lying.
But like Tim Allen, isn't the story about Tim Allen that he didn't serve a lot of jail time because he was a snitch? He turned in his dealer or something, right?
Yep,
Do I have that right, or am I making that up?
Yeah, I think he was only locked up for, even though it was a 2-year stint, but I think he got out early.
Also because he was white.
Hey-oh, excuse me.
It's just the truth.
Security? Yeah. Oh, 100%. If he was black, he'd be doing this interview from jail.
That's right. He wouldn't be doing the interview because no one would know who he was.
Right. There would have been no Tool time, honey.
What is that show called? Home Improvement.
Yeah. It would have been Homo Improvement with Neil Patrick Harris. No, it would have been Rupert Everett, sweetie. Who are you talking to? Tim Allen stole my career.
He's a douchebag. He's a huge Trump supporter too.
Oh yeah. He was on the What the Fuck with Mark Maron podcast, and that's where all this came up. Because remember, I keep forgetting that we are women of a certain age. You know, I'm 50.
You and I.
Yes.
I just turned 52, honey.
Yeah, I turned 50.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Queen. High five.
High five.
But we forget, like, when these guys were big when we were young, you know, because we still think we're young because you and I are adorable. So hello, we're fierce. And so when they
don't crack.
Right? Exactly, honey. Crack don't crack, honey. Oh. Because it's already got a big one in it. But the What the Fuck with Mark Maron podcast has a lot of young listeners.
Yes.
Like they rediscovered Mark Maron, and so he's on there. So this is all new to them. So the internet's probably, oh, Tim Allen was in jail. Like, girl, that was so 80s, girl. Don't even talk.
I think they're probably going, who's Tim Allen?
Hello. Good night. No, he had another sitcom for about a minute.
Yeah, well, he had that conservative sitcom that all the Trump people loved. It was called Last Man Standing.
Yeah, Last White Man Standing.
Last White Man Standing. Yeah, I believe that's what it called. That's what it was called. I believe that's what it called.
Oh, that would be called, shoot. He was the last one standing outside of prison because everybody else is locked up, sweetie.
Last one standing because he's done so much coke he can't sleep.
The last one standing because, he fucked everybody. He topped everybody in prison.
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
I'll tell you something interesting, Christy.
Yes.
I read a roman à clef, one of those books that's fiction, but it's based on like someone's real experience. And it was about this young twink in Hollywood who gets involved with an older man who stars in a very popular TV sitcom where he plays like a family man. He's like one of TV's most famous fathers.
Are you talking about yourself again?
No, I wish. And the person who wrote it's called Going Down in La La Land. And the person who wrote it has never revealed who it is, but I always thought it was Tim Allen because nobody else from that era, from the 90s, fits the description that he gives in the book.
Ooh.
Now, I've never heard anything about Tim Allen being gay. I don't want to get sued here. I'm just saying, read Going Down in La La Land. You can also rent the movie with my friend Matthew Ludwinski starring in it. But I don't know who else it could be.
Makes sense to me. I'll buy it.
It wasn't Bill Cosby because we know he liked women.
Yeah.
Passed out, but women.
Because he wouldn't be able to remember it.
That's right. Oh,
Oh,
date rape is hilarious. Oh,
speaking of old queens,
yes.
Susan Lucci,
Oh,
beloved Hollywood royalty,
she's as
our
old as Prince
queen.
Philip.
Honey, she babysat Prince Philip. Who you talking about? Prince Philip's only 99. Susan Lucci is like
She
312.
hilarious.
Susan Lucci, 74 years old, sizzles poolside in a white swimsuit.
Good for her.
Queen. Fucking queen.
Not only am I proud of her for doing that, but also when I need to not come, when I need to stay hard and not come, that's the picture I'm going to have in my head is
No, it's not.
74-year-old Susan Lucci in a bikini by the pool.
Nope. It's now Janice Dickinson waiting in line for an autograph.
From Julie Andrews. You're right. That's a good boner killer too.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's wonderful. I think she's got a beautiful body and she loves showing it off. And why shouldn't she? Age is just a number. We 50-year-olds know that.
Yeah.
I still show my ass everywhere I go.
I'm seeing it right now.
I will show it to you.
I know.
If it'll increase your, I don't know if I have a feeling your straight male audience may not really want to see my naked 50-year-old man ass. Although it is smooth and supple.
Test them.
You want to see?
Do it.
I was on Aaron Berg and Gino Bisconti's podcast yesterday, and that's how I ended it. Is I mooned.
Ah, perfect. You could moon me. I don't care.
Are we ready to wrap up? That should be the last thing they say.
Yes, we're getting ready to wrap. So
why don't you talk while I get ready?
Okay. So I also got to plug your yeah, daddy. Don't lose the background because you're blending in with your apartment. See, because this is high technology here at Christy Unleashed.
Not gonna work. Just go on Grindr. You can see my ass.
Right. Go on it, honey. I'm already in there.
Hey-o.
All right. So I'm just really happy you're a part of the show this week.
I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I love you.
And I love you too. And I want you to tell all the kids in Governor's Radio Land all of your social medias where they can find you, what you're working on, next gigs, whatever.
Well, I have no gigs because I'm retired from stand-up and COVID. But I have a weekly podcast you can listen to anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called The Adam Sank Show. And I am Adam Sank on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Adam Sank, like the ship sank, SANK, period.
Like Janice Dickinson's balls sank, period.
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 Janice Dickinson no longer has, period.
Period. Oh, God, I love you so much.
I love you too, Christy.
This has been Christy Unleashed, and I am your host, Christy Miller. We are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. right here on Govs Radio. And next week, our special guest will be the one and only Colton Ford. And we will see you next Wednesday. Oh, you can follow the show at Christy Unleashed on Instagram. Follow me at Christy Miller Comedy and my YouTube channel at Christy Miller Comedy. I love you. I'll see you next Wednesday. Deuces.